And hello again, all you out there who spend time to watch us. Welcome back to the View from Here. And Mike and I would like to express our hopes that you all had a very Merry Christmas or are celebrating a good Hanukkah. And I'm not going to touch any of the other holidays around this time because one is a fake thing that was created by a rapist and a pen pedophile, I think. And the other is just, well, yeah, that was created by a pedophile too, but we won't get into that because I don't want to get my head cut off. Never mind. Don't even try and think about it. So,
I haven't really keeping up with the news these past few days. Have been kind of like busy on my own projects. Yeah, but essentially, nothing has changed. I'm not even sure if they passed the any of the bills and so forth like that. I was all about
Well, you've heard about that 1,500-page bill being killed, and they replaced it with 120 pages,
which still sucks.
And they voted on 10 different spending things.
Yeah, I heard about it.
How it should be. Okay. So I haven't been listening to the news lately either because of Christmas, basically. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of running around back and forth, so forth.
Yeah, Christmas
I did hear. Sorry?
Christmas is another one of those holidays that I love and hate at the same time.
A lot of people feel that way. There's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, but even though you feel good, there's stress because of traveling back and forth to this one's, to family houses and so forth. Also, the stress of getting stuff. Oh no, you don't have it. You have something to replace our happy thoughts.
I have zilch.
What the heck is that? Then you held up. This
is zilch.
Zilch. What? Oh, it looks like a knife or something. What is it? Explain, please, Lucy. It's a knife.
It's a super ultralight Gerber folding knife that is so light they called it the zilch.
Oh, cool. Gerber, huh?
Yeah, it's nice.
Check that out.
Well, let's see if it's sharp. Oops, sorry. Didn't grab it right.
See if you have any aim. Watch your fingers. Oh, cool. Good. Yeah. Very good. Well, it's Gerber. It's a Gerber. It's got to be good.
I like Gerber knives. That's for sure.
Yes, me too. I have a Gerber boot knife that I've had for years, which is really cool. Boot belt knife. You know, it's got the scabbard. You can clip it to your boot if you wear boots, or you can clip it on your belt, as you will. And what I love about it is you can clip it upside down so that you can reach under a jacket to grab it if need be.
Well, there's also I like buck knives. You know,
buck knives.
Yeah,
they've been around. Oh my God, a long time. That was the choice of scouts, wasn't it? many moons ago.
Well, I think it's an affordable, good quality knife. You know, it's not going to be the best, but it's going to be serviceable. The one that I have that I like very much is it's a skeletonized knife. It's the blade and the metal handle that, or the metal part that comes out. I don't know what the proper name for that is. And that's it. So it's basically a slab of steel. That's all it is.
Yeah.
They want you to, it's a lot of people, what they do is they get paracord and they wrap it around the handle. So this way you have a better grip. And you also have emergency rope if you need it.
Okay. So it stays, it's not a folding knife.
No.
The buck knife. Right.
No.
Right. I was confusing it with the folding knife that the scouts used to use.
Yeah, I've had a Leatherman, I've had Gerber tools and things like that. Leatherman is good, but I find it to be clunky. Whereas the Gerbers I like better because the one that I have, you flick it and the plier comes out, so it's actually on a slider. It's pretty nice.
Oh, that would be a totally. Don't ever bring that to New Jersey. They'll put you in the hoosegow.
It's not a knife. It's a plier.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. I see what you're saying. I have one like that in the car for emergencies, but I gotta oil it probably because it's kind of hard to open up, and it opens up into a pliers. Then it's got the screwdriver attachments and bottle
I
opener stuff like
to
that.
correct you on something though. You said that you implied that if it was a flick knife, the Jersey police would arrest you, and that's not true. Um, if you have a criminal record, you don't have to worry about getting arrested.
Yes, because they'll plead that away. Any gun charges also.
Well, the
But
thing
if
is,
you're a law-abiding citizen, you have anything that opens automatically. Oh, they will put you away.
well, the thing is that the reason why criminals have to go free is because they are a product of our social engineering, which is flawed and is part of the patriarchal, system that they have, which is full of misogyny and all kinds of terrible things.
No, I think it's because of libtards. Libtards in government.
You know,
Uh,
the left is going to have a real problem when things start working, and they won't know what to do about it. Um, I still have my 9mm with me.
casing.
No, this is a um, Craftsman 9mm socket.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The tool.
I found it on
The
the.
actual tool.
I thought it was hysterical. Yeah.
As long as it's not, even if it was a a bullet casing, as long as it doesn't have a bullet in it, you'd be okay. Even in New Jersey,
Well, I'm going to go
probably
shoot.
even in Massachusetts or Vermont. Not Vermont, Rhode Island.
I'm going to go shooting tomorrow, and I don't know what I want to shoot. I'd like
How
to
about?
shoot something
Oh,
with
never mind.
authority for
I'll get in
change.
trouble if I tell you.
What?
I would get in trouble if I suggested any targets that came to mind.
Yeah, I never did like that idea of having like those zombie targets or those joke targets. I don't like that. I like my targets to be just basically functional.
You want a running target.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that I heard the other day, who the hell was talking about this? It was on, I'm not sure if it was on Blunt Force Truth or if it was on some other podcast. They were talking about how legacy media is dying. Okay. I think it was on Blunt Force Truth. Legacy media is dying because most people are starting to realize they've been feeding us bullshit. They've been lying to us for decades, not just years, decades. And we don't know how far back this goes. Operation Mockingbird revealed, if you read about that, reveals how the CIA controls the media and tells the legacy media, ABC, NBC, CBS, and all the big, all the old time big stations on radio and everything, what to tell us. And the talking points across the country are all the same. Doesn't matter if it's one network or another. Doesn't matter if it's affiliates. They all have the same talking points. Right?
Well,
Even
what
in a lot of independent stations.
what about WikiLeaks?
What?
WikiLeaks.
WikiLeaks. Well, WikiLeaks actually revealed the truth about a lot of stuff, and that's why the left absolutely hates what's his name?
Assange.
Oh my God, Julian Assange. Yeah, they hate him, and I understand they tried to kill him while he was in prison a couple of times.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, that is one of the solutions they like to use. Yeah, you kill
Yeah.
someone, they're out of the way. It does
Yeah,
work.
of course. It's a suicide, even though his hands were tied behind his back, and he shot himself 3 times in the back of the skull.
Oh yeah, well that's the whole point. You tie your
In a
hands.
jail cell.
You tie your hands behind your back, so this way you can't stop yourself from shooting yourself.
Right. In the
Everybody
back.
does that.
Yeah, that's why you're shot in the back of the head because you hold the gun behind you.
Yeah. Well,
All right. Anyway, what's replacing Lego? Go ahead. Sorry.
it's just that the reason why the way that you can shoot yourself in the back of the head is by pointing the gun at your forehead, and as you pull the trigger, turn around is really fast, and that's how you get in the back of your head.
I
It's an
thought you
old.
were just. I thought you were just a poor shot. Yeah. Anyway, podcasting has been taking over the disseminating true information. Not just podcasting. I mean, everybody's got blogs and everybody's got a podcast. All kinds of people. Anybody can go out there and say anything they want, and of course, you're going to get a lot of misinformation. You're going to get a lot of mistakes. But overall, these people are easy to, it's easy to verify whether or not they're feeding you a line of bullshit. And now people who are online are able to easily research things that even the legacy media is telling them and find out, yeah, this is true or no, it's not true. Although you shouldn't go looking through Google because they will support the narrative.
Yep.
Okay, bullshit. All right, they're a CIA whore also. And oh yeah, it was Joe Rogan was the one talking, I think, about how podcasting you have real conversations. Yeah, that's right. It was during, I think it was during the Joe Rogan Trump interview that I was watching yesterday and today. That Rogan said that the difference between podcasting and interviewing, for example, interviewing is question and answer, but in podcasting, we're having real conversations. This show has never been scripted, our show. Okay. Most podcasts aren't. The polished ones, yes. The ones that are kind of polished, they're kind of scripted, not word for word, but they know what they're going to do at any one time. We jump from subject to subject like a water spider. Okay.
This, for example.
Yes. Well, I had this planned out though to talk about it, but I didn't. I just wanted to bring it up because we're having real conversations, and we're not. Oh, it's like the legacy media. You could put a complete dummy up there. Even Joe Biden would be able to. That's okay. Even Joe Biden would be able to be an anchor on a news show because all he has to do is be able to read a teleprompter, okay, which he can still do. But we're having real conversations and we're going off on tangents. This is why Trump's speeches were all so successful at his rallies. He wasn't repeating the same speech word for word every time and just on the teleprompter. No, he was repeating himself, but he would change things and he would come up with different stories and so forth. Okay, he would weave in stories into what he was saying. Okay, his message was basically X, but along the way while he's telling you X, he's jumping from Y to Z to A to B to C and throwing that in there also, keeping it interesting, not just a boring thing where you could go and just watch one speech and you know everything that he was going to tell you. Some things he would surprise you, bringing up certain things in different at different rallies.
Well,
but anyway,
doesn't lead.
We are the new media. You and I are part of the new media. Okay, as crude as we are, as unprofessional as some might claim us to be, as amateurish as we are the new media, and we are, in general, more reliable than legacy media because we will tell you that we think, or we allege, or we're not sure, or we found out that this is true. We will tell you that.
Look, let's get real.
Admit that.
Okay, we're not seasoned newscasters. We have limited resources. We're just giving you our opinion based upon the information that we're receiving. Hopefully, we're doing a decent job. I've talked to some people that I do believe don't know what they're talking about. So I think I'm better informed than some because I actually make an effort. Most of the people out there that we complain about basically just get snippets of information spoon fed to them, and then they go off. So
Yeah.
um,
Well, we do that too, but we generally, before we bring it up, at least I try and find corroborating evidence.
well,
And I
you know,
believe you do.
watch
In
different
fact,
newscasts. I try to watch. I don't watch the same show over and over again. I do tend to watch conservative stuff. I do make a point of watching what I consider um, more mainstream stuff now and then until I can no longer stand it. And uh, essentially,
relax.
yeah. But the thing is, the conservative platforms I listen to, they are biased. Okay,
Well,
they
no,
they,
of
they try to be
course.
fair and just, but the fact of the matter is that they're on guard, and like I am. So, uh, first of all, if you're looking for academia, it's not here. Okay, we're just two guys having a conversation. Now, the thing is that if the reason why they shut down most of the meeting places during COVID is because where people congregate is where they can go ahead and transfer information from one to the other. That's what we're doing here. We're basically a pub without a beer. We're having a conversation. You guys are listening in. And if you think that something that we said is meaningful or worth pursuing, then God bless you. Go for it. If you think we're fucking assholes, I I I can't blame you for picking Roy out as one because I noticed that he's his his what do they call it? Uh, what is that new phrase that they're talking about when you're
His
when
senility is starting to show, folks.
there's this phrase that they have now. Oh, he's sphincter adjacent.
Yes, I'm right next to you. That's my sphincter right there.
But they're saying, like, let's say you happen to have a black friend and he's associated with you, and the person that is judging this black friend of yours thinks that all white people are blue-eyed devils, right? Because
Hazel.
because he's associated with you, they call that white adjacent. So now they're pointing at people that are not associating with the people that the left really likes, and they say he's so and so adjacent, and that's the term that they're using now.
Well, those people are really adjacent to, um, to criminal negligence and, lying, slander, libel, whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, and
so,
basically, um, one of the problems that people of intellect have when they go sideways is
yeah,
that they can go ahead and easily come up with rationalizations, justifications, and delusional content in order to satisfy their desires to go along to get along. Whereas in many cases, sometimes what we would call stupid people might be harder to bamboozle because they're not so easily tricked by intellectual mechanisms.
they're more wary, they're more distrustful, perhaps.
Yeah,
They need proof.
because they don't buy into the bullshit. They don't
Yeah,
they don't
they're doubting Thomason,
so they can't be tricked by it.
or it's more difficult to trick them.
Yeah. Did you hear about the
Well,
Korean plane crash? 180 some odd people killed. Right.
the plane from Azerbaijan. Now, some people are saying that some people believe Putin did it on purpose, but
No, no,
Putin's not
no, no.
over the button.
South
That,
Korea. That's a different thing.
I'm talking about the one that was actually less people. That one, the Russia, the United States intelligence services, if they can still be believed,
Yeah,
which
they're
is kind
shot.
of they're saying that they believed that Russia mistook the plane for a drone because it was flying erratically.
The
And
essentially Russia is saying, as I understand it, that yes, we did shoot at it, and it's unfortunate, but at the same time, we were doing what we had to do. They shouldn't have
yeah,
been there or whatever. Yeah.
but now I heard that Erdogan, that scumbag who runs Turkey, the dictator for life, that piece of shit, and may his life not be too much longer, that he has said, well, they shot down these people from Azerbaijan, whatever the hell the country's name is, but they are Muslims. So he's saying it was an attack on Muslims, and he's ready to go to war with Russia.
Hmm.
He's an
Okay.
asshole.
Well,
But okay, what's the South Korean thing? What happened in South Korea?
oh, there was this plane that was landing, and what I heard last, nobody's really sure, but the landing gear didn't
Collapse.
properly, uh, engage,
Oh,
and they slid on their belly, and then the plane blew up,
oh shit.
which is kind of interesting because, and as I understand it, they're pretty careful about fuel consumption and stuff. So
Yeah,
the idea is that you don't want to land with a
with a
full
full
tank.
tank.
So you try to get it like light, but it sounds to me like it just blew the fuck up.
Unless it was a stopover. But even so, even with a stopover, generally, if you stop over, you refuel while you're there.
Here's something a lot of people don't know about. In Scranton, okay, is it Scranton? Yeah, Scranton. Is that Joe Biden said he came from Scranton, right?
Claims, yeah. I guess
Well,
he, I guess he lived there for a while anyway.
okay. They named a street after him, okay? And people yesterday were protesting this street because of the fact that he pardoned a an individual that was responsible for the wrongdoing, 250,000 kids being poorly treated. I don't know all the details, but
Oh, that's the friggin' judge.
yeah,
That judge who was being paid by private prisons to sentence kids to long prison terms.
right.
And he made, I think he got over $2 million in kickbacks. All right, he was convicted a few years ago. He's been in jail, and Biden goes and pardons this son of a bitch.
Right. Well, the thing is, they don't want the people in Scranton don't want that street named after him because of the fact that they despise him for what he did. I mean,
Well, who runs Scranton? Is it Democrats?
what?
Even if it's Democrats who run it, the council should immediately change the name of the street. If they
Well,
want to name it after Biden, they can name it Dumbass Alley.
well,
That would be appropriate.
the thing is that I could see the people in charge going two ways with this. I could see them denying it just because of political reasons. They don't want anybody thinking that they're pushovers, especially since for some people it might be considered a trifle. Okay, but at the same time, another reason why they might not want to do it is because they feel beholden beholden to the Biden regime, and
Yeah,
afraid of some sort of, I don't know, retribution of some sort. Although it's such a minor thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, if the people in your jurisdiction are in your in whatever
state.
political arena you're in are against it, you should go along with the will of the people.
Well,
If more people are against it than are for it, you know,
well, here's the funny thing. They were there a few days ago, and the reporter said, "Yeah, you've got like a couple of hundred people here protesting the street when it was cold that day." And he said, right after Christmas, these people have found the time to protest this thing. So the reporter really made it look as though these folks are riled up. and one of the
Well, yeah, at
one
this
of the
time of the year.
mothers, one of the mothers of the children that was affected actually committed suicide because of something that happened with this guy.
Oh, shit.
So, I don't know all the details. All I know is they don't want any fucking part of Biden's name in their town. And they were saying, he never lived here. He's a liar. It's all this stuff. So it's like, um,
Well, come on. He's lived in black neighborhoods, Puerto Rican neighborhoods,
John,
Polish neighborhoods.
can I please correct that? He is black, okay? And he is Puerto Rican.
You're
Biden is
right. That's right.
Puerto Rican, African from Zimbabwe, okay?
Jewish too, I think, right?
Just that he has a rare condition that makes him appear like he's white. It's called
It's called lying.
it's it's called
Not so rare.
it's called Caucasiosis.
Caucasiosis. Huh. Well, yeah, it's a variation of what Kamala suffers from, which is black and Indianosis.
Oh yeah, I thought it was cuntism, but
Oh,
did
yeah,
you
she is. We'll see you next Tuesday, isn't she?
this comedian? And I didn't know that he was going to make this kind of a joke, but he was talking to the audience, and he said they were doing a roast, and basically goodbye 2024. So they're doing this thing, and they show a picture of Ellen DeGeneres, and they said he says Ellen DeGeneres has moved to England, and the thing is that I hope she's prepared to understand that that the British people don't consider calling her a cunt a derogatory term. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Also, she went over there, and it seems like nature or God was against her because didn't her house get flooded or something?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of nature going against you, who was it? Barbara Streisand, Baba Big Nose, and I think Cher, and I forget who else, had to evacuate their homes in Malibu because of brush fires. Brush fires which occur because California refuses to take out deadwood out of its forests. So you're getting all these forest fires all the time. Okay?
It's more.
Now it hit Malibu and got some of these mansions.
It's
And
more. They
what's his name? Nick DiPaolo. What?
they haven't maintained the woods roads as well. So
Right.
even if the fire trucks and the equipment can't get into the deeper section of the forest, so they basically have abandoned responsibility of the forest.
Yeah. Oh, and their excuse is, oh no, we'd be disrupting nature if we took out the dead wood and all the dead leaves and so forth.
2,000 acres of burning trees is going to. It's not going to interfere with Bambi. Are you
Exactly.
stupid?
What was it that Nick DiPaolo said that Cher and and Barbara Streisand had to evacuate Malibu because the flames might have melted their plastic faces.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they probably have
It was funnier when he said it.
6 or 7 homes. But yeah, that I understand that the fire got so close that Cher heard something and like a voice in the fire saying, "I got you, babe." That did not come out as good as I had hoped.
No. That was worse than me trying to repeat Nick DiPaolo's joke. All right. And you know what? Go ahead.
Sonny Bono. Did he
Sonny Bono.
ski
Good
accident
man.
into a tree or something?
Yes. He hit a patch of ice while skiing, and he landed headfirst in a tree, which is unfortunate because he was a good conservative Republican. He died at about the same time that I think it was about the same time that the Republican senator from Alaska We've been there a long time, but he was good. He was good for the country and for conservatives. And I forget his name offhand. But then after he died, he was replaced by this cunt who's up there, this Democrat cunt who's been there for forever now, and she's always been a waste of time, a waste of life, and she has voted continuously against the interests of the United States.
All I can say is female leftists seem to be much worse than male leftists.
Oh yeah, they should all be called Karens.
I thought it was a joke that's because they constantly say that they're caring for people.
They're caring for people? Yeah. Okay, let me see. Do we have anything else to talk about? Because, like I said, this is always off the cuff. And right now, I only had a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I've gotten that off my chest. Now I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to throw the ball into Michael's court. Let him bring something else up. Well, he did bring up the knives at the beginning. That was pretty good.
Yeah, and I have another knife right here, which is.
And we're going back to knives.
Now this I bought in I think it was Walmart. They had these on like super sale for $3 a piece.
Ooh.
They're not very good. Okay, you have to be careful with them. But in a pinch, they'll work. But
Yeah.
In a few days it's going to be 2025. 2024 has been full of upheavals, surprises, and all kinds of things. I mean, that whole Trump experience of 2024, Trump owned 2024. He had my full attention. It was looking. I mean, I was until after the election. I was sure that they were going to steal it again.
Oh yeah, me too. Well, I knew they were going to try, and I believe they probably did try, but there were so many eyes on things this time out, and that it was more difficult for them to do, and more people turned out because they didn't want another 4 years of what we just had.
Well, the thing is that the mail-in ballots, which they were using to scam us, was turned against them because they couldn't. They were overwhelmed with these paper ballots. But
there was early voting by a lot of Republicans too.
Well, the average conservative sees voting as a privilege and something that you should do on the day. That's what I prefer, but I have to admit that it took me a little while to get my head wrapped around doing the mail-in ballot. But so many respectable people said that's what you got to do, even if you didn't understand
what they were doing. Yeah,
right. But
also, here's the other thing: it also countered what they did with the so-called pollsters.
Yeah.
Because, for example, in Wisconsin, I think they said Trump was behind by 17 points. He won by several points. Okay, It was a difference of like 20-something points that he between what the pollsters said and what actually happened.
Right.
And here's the whole point of these pollsters doing that. They try and dissuade people from coming out and vote. Oh, he's down by 17 points. I'm not going to waste my time and vote and go over there and vote. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stay home, which is exactly what they want. And there was one Republican, Assemblyman Off, up north in I think he's in Passaic County. I'm not sure. He was saying Passaic or Bergen. He was urging people to vote early. Okay, because he said the other side's going to do it. We've got to do it too. And that also, a lot of people voting early also helped keep those people who would have said, "Oh, I'm not going to go to the poll and vote because Trump is behind and he's not going to win. So I'm not going to waste my time." Those people who were too lazy to go to the polls on election day, they would do it by mail. Sure, that's easy. I can do that.
Let's talk about the many miracles of 2024. Let's talk about I'm going to throw it back to you, and once you see where I'm going with this, you're going to love this.
Uh-oh.
Elon Musk stands with Trump. Miracle to you.
Tulsi Gabbard leaves the Democrat Party, a lifelong Democrat and darling of the Democrat Party, who would have, was her looks alone and her intelligence would make her a formidable opponent and a good presidential candidate.
And you didn't trust.
What?
You didn't trust her at first.
I didn't trust her at first because, I was leery of her because she's listed as one of the members of the World Economic Forum. But so was Ramaswamy. And they both claimed that especially Tulsi, she said, I asked them to get my name off. They did it once and then they put me back on again. Okay, so I don't know what the play there is, but the World Economic Forum cannot be trusted.
I got a miracle. Getting shot in the ear. Yes,
turning at the exact moment, that the shot was fired. And he has a small scar. He showed it to Joe Rogan, and Rogan said, "Oh, that's pretty small." But they both agreed that you have a lot of capillaries in the ear, and it'll bleed like a motherfucker.
Right.
Okay. Well, I just made this podcast F-rated again. I mean, F-rated, R-rated.
Oh, it's F-rated. You got another one? Another miracle?
No, wait, no, I got to come up with one. Yes, Elon Musk proving that he can shoot rockets at 1/8 the cost that NASA can do it, and he can reuse the rockets because he's developed a method of catching them. That is a miracle right there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when I first saw that, I thought I was watching a science fiction movie from 1950s. The thing just
looked like the special effects in Forbidden Planet. Remember when the spaceship landed? Upright?
Yep, absolutely. But that was just a flying saucer. Okay, I got one for you.
No, oh wait, what was the one where the thing landed straight down? It was a long thing. Or was that in the Twilight Zone, maybe?
That was a classic thing for a lot of science fiction to do with those star-shaped things.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one for you. Robert F. Kennedy.
Yes. I'll give you another miracle involving Kennedy. I've always been opposed to his green things, but even Trump says, I told him, Bobby, stay away from oil. I love it. I love the oil. I love the black coal. Do your thing with the health and everything, but stay away from the oil. I have always been opposed to Bobby Kennedy Jr. because I didn't want him getting into power and going crazy with this green stuff. But I am so on his side when it comes to improving the health of the American public.
I got another miracle for you.
Go ahead.
J.D. Vance.
Yes, he was, at first, I think everybody was like, who the hell is this guy? And he has turned out to be a wonderful pick. He's better than wonderful, man. I mean, he is an heir apparent at the moment to Donald Trump.
I got another miracle for you.
Go ahead. Oh, wait. I thought it was my turn.
Well, it is if you'd say something.
I'm saying something.
Okay, go for it.
Despite his antagonistic attitude or the antagonistic relationship between them, Ron DeSantis supported Trump in this election anyway.
That's true. Yes, I was very surprised about that.
Yeah, me too, because they were like at each other's throat because Ron DeSantis ran against him.
My next miracle is going to.
And for my next miracle,
it's going to top Ron DeSantis, which is no small thing. Okay. Senator from Pennsylvania,
John Fetterman.
Yeah.
What a surprise he's become.
He's like, again, man. He's like, holy shit. He went
I
from
just, holy shit! What?
bada to like, I'm going to tell you the truth in less than 6 words.
And he is. I just found out while I was looking for the Trump interview on Rogan, that Fetterman was also interviewed by Rogan. So that's going to be my next Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan watch.
Okay, I need a miracle.
You need a miracle. Okay. Hold on. Another miracle. Oh, miracle is it was a bad miracle, but it was a miracle that a person who has less brains and who actually makes Biden look semi-intelligent managed to
Run for
be the
president.
candidate for a political party without having gotten a single vote, single electoral vote, single primary vote, nothing, was just installed. It's a miracle. And it was a miracle she could even speak at times.
You know what?
It made no sense.
It
But
wasn't.
she was the Democrat candidate.
It was a religious experience because it was an immaculate convention.
Very good. Very good.
You like that one? I just made it up.
No, that's good. That's good. You have flashes of brilliance.
Actually, having her run was the best thing that
It was.
happened.
It was.
And she had 3 times as much money funded to her than Trump did.
Not only that, she had what was it, $1 billion to spend, and she overspent by two million, so her campaign is in debt. Okay, she was also another miracle involving Kamala is that she was Trump's best campaign ad.
Mm.
Every time she spoke, boom. And I am amazed at the 25% of people who still think that she was a good candidate, who still thought that she was intelligent. Oh, she's a woman and she's black, which she's not black, and she was a district attorney. Yeah, she was a scumbag who didn't know her ass from her elbow, okay, and who imprisoned a lot of black men, young black men for the slightest thing. She just wanted to put people in jail to get the record.
Well,
she was always an incompetent.
She's keeping people in jail and farming them out as labor.
Yep, that's almost as bad. Maybe that's why Biden pardoned that judge. He confused her with Kamala.
Well, it's also, I think, her great-great-grandfather was a slaveholder. He
was a slave owner.
Slave owner, yeah. And I believe it or not, the slaves that he owned, they were black and they were Irish.
People don't know that, but the Irish were treated sometimes, in some cases, worse than black. Frederick Douglass.
You know why?
Why?
Because they were black Irish. You've never heard that phrase?
No, I know. I've known quite a few black people who have Irish names, and I worked with one guy one time. His name was James Flaherty. He was if you put him in a coal mine, you'd lose him. Okay, that's how black he is. And I used to joke about him. I used to introduce him to somebody. I say, "This is James. He's black Irish." And he would, "Oh, you stupid man," but he would smile. Yeah.
Okay, I got another miracle for you.
Go ahead.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
I thought of Vivek, but I couldn't think of what the miracle was, except that, the miracle is...
He is the miracle.
He is a miracle, really. He's a pharmaceutical guy, which a lot of people mistrusted also. But he sold his pharmaceutical company, and he is possibly a billionaire. I heard maybe he's not quite a billionaire, but it doesn't matter. He's wealthy, and he's very intelligent, and Okay, my turn for a miracle?
Yep.
He and Elon Musk together are going to cut government.
Doge.
Doge. And neither of them is getting a cent for this.
The thing is that the federal government is just like a woman's pussy and needs to get a doge once in a while. Get doged. Needs to get doged.
And remember, and also, the federal government is like a pussy in the sense that it's not yours. It's just your turn right now.
Mm. Well,
So you don't like that one?
no, it's okay.
Yeah. All right. You got any more miracles? It's a Christmas miracle.
I actually have quite a few. Trump
Excuse me. I'm almost full now. What?
Trump won every swing state.
Excuse me. Trump won every state. Oh wait, did he? Yeah, he won California, didn't he?
No, he won every swing state. He didn't win California.
Oh, the swing
But he
states.
took it redder.
No, I'm sorry. He won.
Kamala Harris did not flip one county in the entire country.
That's it.
And Trump flipped many counties.
Yes, that's okay. That's a miracle right there.
Oh, here's another miracle. We don't have to put up with that faggot Walsh.
Oh my God!
I hated that. Yeah. Oh my God! Yeah, jazz hands.
And I had one jerk off who I know berating me for attacking Walsh when he first became the chosen pick of the nominee who was not nominated but selected, and saying that, oh, you're denigrating a man who had a military record and so forth, and claimed to also have been in the service and this and that, which bullshit. I know he didn't go to the service. He went right to fucking college after high school, and he stayed in, and then he went to D.C., and he's been there as part of the swamp forever. Motherfucker's still there. He's a year older than I am. He's still lurking in the swamp, and now he's got his kid working with him too. He's a lawyer. He's a liar, but he's a lying lawyer, and he is part of the swamp because he defends everything the swamp does, especially Democrats. Anyway,
this is not a miracle, but it's still good news.
Go ahead.
Texas is not going to let them. Is not going to let them sell the border wall.
Oh yeah, Greg Abbott is a miracle. The fact that he's in charge in Texas is a miracle. Oh, it's a miracle that the mayor of New York, after being so New York being a sanctuary city, has spoke out and said, "No, this is bullshit. The people in New York can't do this. We don't have the money for it." Well, and now they're persecuting him.
Smith is resigned. The guy that went after Trump, the lawyer.
That was not so much a miracle as
getting his ass
divine justice. What?
Trying not to get his ass kicked because.
I hope he goes to fucking jail for what he did.
Well, also the FBI. What the hell's his name? He
Cash Patel. Cash Patel. Yeah, well, another miracle is all these people that Trump is picking are outsiders or people or insiders that the deep state has turned against.
Well,
and
part of
they're out to destroy the system, basically. Not the government. They're out to destroy the system that has corrupted our government.
Well, here's another miracle. We finally found out that the FBI has to admit that they had not agents, but
agents,
assets in Gen 6 group, and they admitted to 26. And originally it was reported that there was 200. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So
Patel's going to get to the bottom of that.
He lied about
another miracle. Trump had talked to Rogan about it. He has said last time he was in office, he saw the Kennedy thing and he decided not to release it, the truth about the Kennedy assassination. And he said this time he's going to do it. He said last time he did it because some people were still alive and so forth, and there would be a big embarrassment. But he said now he's going to do it. Let the chips fall where they may.
It's the Bushes were behind that shit too, you know.
Well, yeah, George W. Bush was head of the CIA. The CIA has been behind a lot of bad shit. The CIA has to be what do they call it? Pruned, like with roses. Has to be pruned from the top, just as the FBI has to be pruned. And even the CIA, the Secret Service, which has always had an exemplary record too, like the FBI used to, and they have been corrupted by DEI. Oh, that's another miracle. Trump is going to get rid of the DEI. Yay!
So
I'm sounding like Walt. Yay!
die DEI. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going back to a meritocracy again, which is how this country was built.
Mm.
Okay. So.
Oh, what is it? The guy in South America, I forget his name.
Malay.
He's a miracle.
Miracle Malay, yes, and he has done miracles down in Argentina.
Yes, yeah, he's allowing his citizens to own guns.
That's another thing, yeah. And he also said that he cut. I forget how much he cut of the government there, and things are running at least as well, if not better, than they were before. And he cut 35% of the federal government in there.
I haven't really been following. I just see bits and pieces, and I'm always amazed. This guy is really good.
I liked it when he was running. He had the board, and he was like, "This department, fuera!
Yes.
This department, fuera! This department, fuera!"
Yeah,
and he got there, and he kept his word. And he kept his word, man.
Here's what I consider an excellent little miracle: the Canadian truckers.
The Canadians, what?
Truckers.
Yes, that was a miracle that they survived Trudeau. Another miracle is that Trudeau is falling out of favor and is going to leave. Although I heard him say that he was not going to resign. He's not leaving. Okay, but it'll be a miracle if the Canadians don't put him in fucking jail. Okay. Oh, here's another miracle for you. Around the world, even in Europe, people are starting to turn against their socialist governments, their traditional socialist government, and they are starting to elect their own Malays.
Here's a truly wonderful miracle, kind of like related to, well, anyway.
To what?
Here's the miracle. Due to the fact that Trump won the election is going to be president, a number of leftist women, a large number, are either sterilizing themselves or they're refusing to have sex, which means that they will not mother anybody into this world.
Yes, and a lot of them, though, who say they're not going to have sex are women who weren't getting sex anyway. Because have you seen them? Have you seen them?
Yeah, I know.
I'm more attractive. I'm an ugly old fart, and I'm more attractive than most of those bitches. Okay.
Okay. That
I
was
don't
not
have the blue hair.
This is not for a really good show, but I'm not going to do it. Okay.
No, go ahead. Why not? We're already X-rated.
Too late. The time is. But
what?
The time is gone. Oh, by the way, Trump won as a mandate.
Yeah, it was a man. He took. That was a miracle that he took both houses of Congress.
That is, that's good. That was
a big miracle. And I think there was some cheating at the end there. That's why the in Congress our margin is only +4. I think it should have been more, but they cheated a lot on the local elections.
Right. Here's another miracle. Okay, you may not see it as that. I believe it's 37 pardons from Biden. He pardoned 37, or was it 27?
37 of 40 death row inmates.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is, the miracle is that there's no fucking way those guys should have gotten a pardon. So it must have been a miracle.
Another miracle is that Johnson tried to be a weasel and give us that 1,500 page bill to vote yes or no on, which included a lot of pork and a lot of stuff that would have protected Congress, for example, from being investigated through their emails and stuff. In other words, in the future, they could do anything they want, and you wouldn't be able to go after them to find out what to investigate them. Okay, so it was a miracle that the people of the United States forced Congress to drop that vote on the 1,500 page bill and only do the 120 pages.
Yep. Well,
I mean, it would have added how many trillions to our debt too?
Yeah, trillions. It's too big a number to even think about.
Oh, here's another miracle. The fact that Trump is coming into power means directly that there will be peace between Russia and Ukraine soon.
Yes, and we'll get the hostages back.
That's yet another miracle. Yes.
Actually, yeah. The funny thing is, he was doing so well in the Middle East. He was getting people that never got along to do business together, and then that buffoon Biden, he just ruined everything.
Yeah. Another miracle, however, is that we survived the 4 years of Biden, and those 4 years proved to the American people that what the Democrats have been pushing for many years now, is not what America needs or wants. It's not in America's best interest. And most people realized that Trump was the better choice. He never acted like a dictator in his first term. Why would he act like a dictator now? And they saw a dictatorship under Biden. So it was a miracle that we survived Biden and that Biden was in, because it worked out for the best for our country.
Well, it's a miracle that none of the drones have come down and blown up.
I heard there was one in New York that was shot down.
Good.
But I don't know. You didn't really see it. And it wasn't as big as a Buick.
Pretty sure I saw a drone flying around in my town. It was too bright to be a planet or a star. It seemed to be like a couple of 1,000 feet up in the air, just sitting there. So,
yeah, but how can you tell at night?
What?
I'm assuming it was at night you saw because of the lights.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how can you tell the distance at night? It's very difficult.
I'm just giving. It wasn't close. I could tell you that. So I figured it was 1,000 feet up in the air. So the thing is that it was in a fixed position. Okay, it was high enough to whereas I couldn't be able to shoot it, and I didn't know how high these things were flying, but they're really up there, and so I don't know what's going on with that shit, but that's it's amazing, and the fact I mean, Trump said that the government knows what these things are. They're just not saying anything. And they said, "Oh, by the way, these are hobbyists, really, all over the state, the East Coast." Yeah, that's
the government claims it's a miracle because they know that it's not a danger, but they don't know where they're coming from. Okay. It's a miracle that we finally got Obama's influence away from the White House, at least for the next 4 years, hopefully for the next 12.
Well,
Hopefully the fucker will... What?
it's a miracle that some people are still wearing those fucking face masks.
Oh my God. I saw a couple of employees at Trader Joe's, and I'm thinking to myself, because they're obviously gay, the guys who were wearing it. The dykes aren't wearing them. I love those girls. You know, I feel safe when I go to Trader Joe's because nothing like, if something happens there, you got 30 tough dykes with box cutters. They're going to defend us. Okay. But these two gay guys wearing masks, and I'm thinking, you'd suck a dick through a glory hole, not knowing whose dick it was. But you have to wear a mask when dealing with everyday people. How fucking stupid are you?
It's fear run amok. You know, that's just all there is to it. These people are scared, or even dopier is that these people are wearing them because they think they want to make everybody feel less than.
Here's another miracle. Most of the American people now realize that the whole pandemic shit was bullshit.
Right.
And now they've been talking the last few days that the bird flu that's coming is going to be worse and it's more fatal. And I saw a video where the guy was saying how they did gain of function research to see how dangerous it could get, and it makes it more fatal if they change the genes of the thing from this to that. What are you fucking doing, funding that kind of research for? Look what happened with fucking Wuhan and the COVID shit. And now you're doing it in other labs too? You want to release that on the world? Well, the miracle is a lot of people are already saying, I'm not going to fucking comply. Fuck you. No masks, no mandates, no shutdown.
Well, COVID did kill people. What killed people is the government denying medications and preventing medications from being used and pushing
medications that are proven to work.
Ill people, yes, ill and safe, and pushing ill people into elderly homes.
Yeah, because elderly voters tend to vote conservatively. So they wanted to get rid of those voters.
They also
in New York,
numbers.
Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Okay, these governors should all be indicted and tried for genocide.
Murder. For murder.
Beyond murder. It was a fucking genocide, man. We're talking about thousands of people.
Well, genocide is murder. It's just on a large scale.
Very large scale, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you know,
Hitler must down in hell must be going, why didn't I think of that?
If you want to understand genocide, simply find a transgender and he'll explain to you how we're committing genocide on their ass.
Yeah, well, the only genocide I see involving trans people is trans people are committing genocide against Christian children.
Oh,
Fuck
no.
that. You know, you want to dress up like a girl or a boy and make believe you're that. That's okay. Do it. Just stay away from the fucking kids, okay? And why are you going out and killing people because you're angry? You're angry because you have a confusion about your sex. Okay, go kill your fucking psychiatrist or psychologist that told you that you had this confusion.
The mentally ill cannot be reasoned with.
No,
at least not by me or you. That's just the way it is.
All right. I got one. You have any more miracles? Because I got one final one.
Go for it. Go for it.
My final miracle is we're at over an hour right now, and right now it's been about 34 minutes that I have been holding back my 73-year-old prostate has been holding back the urge to go pee, and I can't hold it much longer.
All right,
so it's a miracle I made it this far without getting up and going to the bathroom. Bye-bye. So we're going to end this podcast now. And as you can see, this was not planned. None of this broadcast was planned. And I hope we entertained you. I hope you. Oh, we also wish you a happy New Year. There'll be New Year's in a couple of days, and prosperity, health, and happiness to all of you.
Yeah,
even good tards. You're gonna have a better life than you would have if the cackler had been installed.
Yeah, and do yourself a favor. Don't expect Trump to fix everything. If you have shit that's in your sphere of influence, fix it yourself.
Yeah, do what you can yourself, because he will do what he can, and luckily he's got 2 years to do as much as he can before the midterm elections, which may take the one of the houses of Congress away. Hopefully not, but we'll see. If he can do a good enough job in these next 2 years, maybe he can keep both houses in his party and get rid of the rhinos at the same time. Primary those fucking rhinos who are no better than Democrats. Get them out of government.
Go take a piss, brother.
I'm going to go. Have a good evening, everyone.
Run
Adios.
water, surf.